this one, well, actually, this one, we will be doing this one today. This is a crocheted wreath for decoration. It could be summer, could be winter, could be spring, could be anything you want. So, a crocheted wreath. Hi, my name is Alex and welcome to the Crochet Circle. In today's video, I want to show you how to make this kind of a wreath to make some decorations. Well, to have the base for decorating it for the summer, or to make some jewelry pieces, or for winter and Christmas, or make it in a silver way as an ornament. But today I will be showing you how to make this kind of a donut shape wreath. What you will need is, of course, you will need yarn. Now, I am using some green yarn for this video tutorial, but you can use any yarn that you want. And I am also using a 3.5mm crochet hook. If you want smaller one, you can definitely use smaller hooks, or you can also adjust the pattern regarding the yarn and the size that you want. But I will give you the pattern for this, and I will also show you, well, explain where you can do your adjustments to make it bigger or smaller, thicker or thinner, and that is it. Oh, what else you will need? Sorry. So yeah, crochet hook, yarn, you need some fiberfill, scissors and a needle. How this wreath is done, it's done from the inner side out. Now the base is just chains. The base is a chain, and then you do 1/2 of it on the top chains, top loops of the chain, and the second part in the bottom part of the chains, bottom loops of the chains. And once you have the size that you want, you just sew it together and you get this donut shape wreath that you can then use for different decoration or even jewelry pieces. So let's get started. So I have my yarn and I have my crochet hook ready, and let's just begin. Now the pattern will also be up here in the top left corner. Usually they're gonna be just like 2 rows that you're gonna be able to follow along. Now for the base, I am gonna be using a set of 36 stitches. So the first row, well, row 0, as I can also call it, is starting with the slip knot and then doing 36 chains. So for the slip knot, yarn around my thumb, I go from the bottom through with my crochet hook, grab the working yarn and pull it through. And this is my slip knot. Now I have to do 36 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we have to join this long tail of chains into a circle. When you're going to be doing this, please pay attention that it's not twisted, because the next row is going to be done once joined, of course. It's going to be done in the top loops only. So I'm just going to go all the way to the end and I'm going to bring it together. And I have here the top loops. And I'm just going to continue with crocheting, because all the rest of the rounds are going to be done in continuous rounds. So that means I won't be joining and doing a chain 1, but I'm just going to go around and round and round with all the stitches. So I have it perfectly aligned with no twists, and I'm going to go in with my crochet hook in the top loop of the chain. So a chain has a top loop, well, it is a top loop, a bottom loop and a back loop, but first we're going to be doing all the stitches of this round 1 in the top loops. So I go in, and the first round is just 36 single crochets all the way around. In the top loop only, a single crochet stitch. In the top loop only, a single crochet stitch. And I need to do all 36 of them. Now, if your base was a bit smaller with 30 stitches or a bit bigger with 42 stitches, that is the same amount of stitches that you do. So as many chains as you have, that many single crochet stitches in the top loop only you will make. I could count here, but I know that I have 36 chains. So if I go in with my single crochet in the top loop only, I will have 36 single crochet stitches at the end. And this is the first row is a bit tricky because you have to really just go into the top loops only, because the second part, well, perhaps you've guessed it, is gonna be done in the bottom loops. So 36 single crochets in the top loop only. I didn't even count because I know I have 36 stitches. But with the next round, when I'm gonna be doing the increases, you will hear me count as I go, and hopefully it will help you. Now, if I'm a bit too fast for you, you can just pause and then come back to the tutorial for the row number 2. But if you are almost the same speed as I am, you can just crochet with me. So I am doing 36 single crochet stitches all the way around. And I'm grabbing just the top loops, because in the second part I will be grabbing the bottom loops. I am almost done with row number 1, where I put 36 single crochet stitches in the top loops of the base. And the base was just chain stitches. And this is my last one. Okay, so now I have row number 1 done, and I have 36 single crochet stitches. Now what I have to do is I need to increase a bit. And how I'm gonna do that? Well, I have a base of 6, so I'm gonna be doing an increase of 6. And to go from 36 to 42, I will do 5 single crochets and an increase, where an increase is just 2 single crochet stitches in one stitch. So 5 single crochets. Here is where the count is important. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now an increase, 6, 7. 8 is go back to single crochets, 9, 10, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Single crochets, 13, 14 is an increase, so that means 2 double crochet stitches in one stitch. 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 single crochet stitches. 20 and 21, an increase. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 single crochet stitches, 27 and 28, an increase. Now I need to do another 5 single crochet stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, and an increase. That means 2 single crochet stitches in one, another 5 single crochet stitches, and 41 and 42 are an increase. Now to go from 42 to 48, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 3 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 3 single crochet stitches. Why? Because as you can see here, I kind of have these edges and I want to round them up. So instead of increasing where this edge is, I'm gonna increase in the middle, and then it flattens out and it is more round. So 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is an increase, 6, 7, 8 single crochet stitches, and these stitches are done through the both loops, except the first row was where I was doing on the top loop only. Now I have to repeat that 5 more times, altogether 6 times. So 3 single crochet stitches, 4, 5 is an increase, 6, 7, 8 single crochet stitches, again 1, 2, 3 are single crochet stitches, 4, 5 is an increase, 6, 7, 8 single crochet stitches, and another round, 1, 2, 3 single crochet stitches, 4, 5 is an increase, 6, 7, 8 single crochet stitches. Now a good thing is I have a starting tail and I know where my round should end. So again, 3 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 3 single crochet stitches. Now this is the 5th round done and I need just the last one. 3 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 3 single crochet stitches. Okay, so as you can see, it's starting to get its shape, and we're just gonna work with it. So I want a bit thicker one, so I'm gonna do another round of increases. So that means to go from 48 to 54. How I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna do 7 single crochet stitches and an increase. So 7 single crochet stitches and then an increase, and repeat that 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is an increase. And again, 7 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is an increase. Again, 7 single crochet stitches, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is an increase. Again, 7 single crochet stitches, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9 is an increase stitch. Again, 7 single crochet stitches, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is an increase stitch. And the last round, 7 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an increase stitch. Now I'm gonna do just one more round to go up to 60. How to do that? 4 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 4 single crochet stitches, and repeat that 6 times. I need to finish around here. So 4 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6 is an increase, and another 4 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now repeat that 5 more times. So 4 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 4 single crochet stitches. Another round, 4 single crochet stitches, five, 6 is an increase, 2 single crochet stitches in the one, and another 4 single crochet stitches. So that's 2, 3, and 4. 4 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 4 single crochet stitches, 2, 3, and 4. Another 4 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 4 single crochet stitches, and the last one, 4 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 4 single crochet stitches. And I think I messed up. And to be honest, I'm not gonna even undo it, because I'm just gonna do an increase and 2 more stitches, and then it's gonna be fine. This is a forgiving pattern, let's say it like that. So I now have 60 stitches all the way around. I think I did twice the 4 somewhere around here, but it doesn't matter as long as you have 60 stitches all the way around. Now this is the size that I want, and now I'm gonna do 2 times of just single crochet stitches all the way around. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place this starting tail in between, but you can also use a stitch marker or any other yarn just to, it's gonna be much easier because I don't have to count then. I just know that I need to do 2 rows. So I'm gonna do just 2 rows of single crochet stitches. I could count, but I'm using a marker to where I have to come, and that is gonna be it, because counting in my head is a bit different as counting out loud, because hopefully I don't distract you too much with my counting. That is why I like to take these kind of shortcuts where I mark how many stitches you have to do. As long as at the end the stitch count is the same, we're on a good path. And as you saw before, I didn't worry too much where I missed or doubled the stitches. As long as I have 60 stitches, everything is gonna be fine. So I am halfway there. Now, in the case if you wanted a bigger wreath, that means you would do more increases, but I want this wreath to be a bit narrower, so that's why I only did that many rows of increases. And at the end, when you are doing single crochet stitches all the way around, do at least 2 rounds, because that means at the end, when I'm gonna be joining the top and the bottom part, everything will kind of nicely melt together when I'm gonna be sewing the things together. So this is almost the first row of single crochet stitches done, and I have 60 of them. I would suggest perhaps even doing a test run just to see what kind of a size would be appropriate for you, or what kind of size you would like to have. What I'm gonna do now is again another 60 single crochet stitches all the way around, and then the top part or the bottom part will be done, and then I will have to repeat the same thing on the other side. Now don't forget, the first row was done in the top loops of the chains only, and the second part that is coming soon is gonna be done in the bottom loops of the chains of the row number 0. Now this pattern will be down in the description below, and you will have all the timestamps, which row I am doing, at the bottom of the video. Plus you can also check out my webpage, where you will find the written pattern with some, hopefully, pictures of how to do it, and what the different sizes of hooks and different sizes of yarn, and of course different counts of the base, how those wreaths look. And as I mentioned before, this is just the base, and it's gonna be up to you how you will decorate it. Now this stitch didn't want to stitch, but now I'm back on a roll, and I can do my single crochet stitches until the end of the round. Now I have 60 single crochet stitches here. If you did more increases to make a thicker wreath, then you will probably have more stitches. Also, if you did more stitches in the beginning to, you know, to make a bigger hole, you might also have more than 60 stitches. And it's fine, as long as they are in the multiplier of 6. So I need just a few more stitches, and then it's gonna be 60, and then I'm gonna join it invisibly. For that I will need a sewing needle, and I need to finish one stitch before the end. And I'm gonna leave, to be honest, I don't need that long of a tail for this one, so it's just gonna be about 20 centimeters. And now to do the invisible join, I pull the yarn through, I grab my needle and put the yarn into the needle. Now to do the invisible join, I don't go into the next stitch, I skip the next stitch, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do kind of a loop on top of that stitch. So skip one, skip this one, and then go into the next one from the bottom to the top. And then what I like to say is go back to where you came from. And at the end, you get an invisible join. Yes, you can see it here a bit, but this is just because I was working in continuous rounds, and that is much faster than if I would join the round, then do a chain one and then go around. Okay, so this is the first part done. What I'm gonna do is I am gonna secure the end tail a bit, so I'm gonna go in just a tiny bit, double check if the stitch is the correct size, and then I'm gonna do a knot. So I'm gonna do a knot, and I'm gonna go to the next stitch just to secure it a bit more, and I'm gonna do another knot. Now this is on the inside of the wreath, so you won't see it. And that's it. That is the first part done. And let's start with the second part. Now here for the second part, you will have to pay just a little bit attention, because this is gonna be done. Let me just double check so I will do it correctly as well. So I will start here, and I will be going this way around. I'm gonna leave just a bit of a tail, and I'm gonna go in. To be honest, you can see where you have to go in, because these are the before bottom parts, now they are top parts. So I'm turning it around, I'm going in, and here it's gonna be 36 single crochet stitches. I'm gonna do a chain one just to go up into the first single crochet, and that is one, and I need 35 more. Altogether they're gonna be 36. So that's 2, 3, 'Yes, that's correctly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, now that's 20, 21, 22, 23, 4. It's the same as we did on the bottom, we're gonna do on the top. So altogether I am gonna have 36 stitches. And the first round is just 36 single crochets all the way around, and then I'm gonna start with the increases just like I did before, just through the one loop of the chain, so that's 35, and 36 is gonna be a bit of a struggle, but that's it. So now I have 36 single crochet stitches. This is gonna be like that then. So it's getting its shape. Okay, so now the next row to go from 36 to 42, you guessed it, 5 single crochets and an increase, and repeat that 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is an increase. 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is an increase. 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is an increase. And the last one, 5 single crochet stitches, and 6, 7 is an increase. Again, I can see where I started because I have the starting tail here, and this is where my round also ends. Okay, now to go from 42 to 48, 3 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 3 single crochet stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is an increase, and another 3 single crochet stitches. And I have to repeat that 6 times. So 1 time is done, 5 more times. So 3 single crochet stitches, an increase. An increase is just 2 single crochet stitches in one, and another 3 single crochet stitches. So that's 2. And again, 1, 2, 3 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 3 single crochet stitches. Again, 3 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 3 single crochet stitches. Again, 3 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 3 single crochet stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3. I am almost done. One more increase to go. So that means 3 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 3 single crochet stitches. Okay, I'm gonna just show you how it looks for now. So this is gonna be on the inside, and it's slowly getting its shape. Okay, so from 48 to 54, you guessed it, it's 7 single crochet stitches and an increase. So 7 single crochet stitches, an increase, and that repeat 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is an increase. And I have to repeat that 5 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is an increase. Again, 7 single crochet stitches, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is an increase. Now that you kind of see how it's done, as you can see, the second part is done much faster. Again, 7 single crochet stitches, so that's 2, 3, and my yarn is again dancing on the floor. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9 is an increase. Another 7 single crochet stitches, and an increase, and the last set, 7 single crochet stitches and an increase. So that's 7 single crochet stitches, and an increase. I have 54 stitches now to go from 54 to 60. 4 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 4 single crochet stitches. Okay, so it's 4 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, an increase, and another 4 single crochet stitches. And repeat that 6 times. 5 more times to go. So 4 single crochet stitches, an increase, and 4 more single crochet stitches. Okay, 4 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 4 single crochet stitches. Again, 4 single crochet stitches, an increase, and 4 single crochet stitches. Again, 4 single crochet stitches, an increase, and 4 single crochet stitches. And this is my last one, 4 single crochet stitches, an increase, and another 4 single crochet stitches. I'm gonna grab just a bit of tea. And now continue. Okay, so I have all the increases done up to 60, just like we did on the first part. 2 rows of the single crochet stitches all the way around. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put a starting tail in between here, so I know here is my round. Again, you can use any scrap yarn that you have, or you can even use a pin or a stitch marker, whatever you have near yourself. Okay, so now again, I'm not gonna count because I know I have 60 stitches around, and I'm just gonna do single crochet stitches for 2 rows all the way around. And after that, I'm gonna be almost done. All I will have to do then will be I need to close this wreath together and put some fiberfill in, and it's gonna be ready to decorate. And for what you will use it, well, that's gonna be up to you, but because my base is gonna be green, I will probably use it for some spring decorations. So I will probably put on some daffodil flowers, just the flowers that I have a pattern for. You can definitely check that out as well. I will put also a link down in the description below, because daffodils are, well, they bring spring. And currently I think we have like -5 degrees in the morning with frost and inbound snow in the couple of next days. This spring hopefully will, the spring decoration will hopefully also get some of those springy vibes into the gray, snowy, cold winter. But you can do it in any color, as you saw in the beginning. It doesn't matter. You can use it as a wreath for summer decoration or winter decorations, or you can also use it as pendants for some jewelry. It depends if you're gonna be doing some micro crocheting or mini crocheting, where you're gonna be using a 1mm crochet hook, and depending on the size, you can use it for almost anything that you would want. But for me, this is spring wreath decoration, and I'm gonna be putting some flowers on. Okay, so I did 60 single crochets, and what I need to do is again just the second row of 60 single crochet stitches. So 60 it is. And if you have if you want your wreath bolder, more thicker, then you do more increases, but don't forget the last 2 rows should be just single crochet stitches. At least 2 rows. If you want, you can also do 3 rows, but then have in mind that you have to do it the same number of rows on the bottom as you do on the top. Because when I'm gonna be sewing these 2 parts together, the stitches should align. The number of stitches should align, let's say it like that. Now this pattern does use only single crochet stitches. The only tricky part, well, except for the slip knot and the chains, the only tricky part in my opinion is the beginning, where you part of the wreath is done in the top loops only, and part of the wreath is done in the bottom part of the chains. But I think this is much easier than to sew 2 separate parts together, so I eliminated the sewing of this part together when I was using the bottom and the top loop of the chains. And I'm almost done with the 60 single crochets. Again, I didn't count them because I know I have 60 stitches and I use the stitch marker. Well, I use the starting tail, but you can use a stitch marker and know that way. But if you're not confident in the stitch marker, you can just count. But sometimes when I count, I lose it. Especially when I have to narrate what I'm doing and trying to explain the pattern on the go. Okay, again, 1 stitch before the end, but this time leave a bit longer tail. So this time I'm gonna leave about 70 centimeters of the end tail. I'm gonna cut it, and I'm gonna do the same invisible join as I did before. So I pull my yarn through, grab my needle, string it, and now do the invisible join. Again, for the invisible join, I'm not going into the next stitch. I'm gonna skip this stitch and go into the next one. And then, like I said, go back from where you came from, going back into the same stitch, pull through and adjust the stitch size, and that is it. Now what I'm also gonna do is I am gonna secure this with a small knot, and then it's gonna be time to sew these things together. Okay, I made a knot in the wrong place. Hopefully I will be able to save the yarn. Okay, so I'm gonna make just a tiny knot here just to secure the stitch. And now it's time for sewing these 2 together. Okay, fiberfill. You can use store-bought fiberfill, something like this, or you can use some other filling that you have. You will see how I will be making it, because as I sew around, I will be as well putting some fiber fill in. Okay, but first, this doesn't look right, so I need to turn it inside out. So I have the face side facing me now, and the inner is inside. And what I have to do now is just sew it together. And how I'm gonna be sewing this together, I'm actually gonna be doing just my favorite joining of those two things is going through the back loops only. So I'm gonna just try to focus here a bit more. So I'm gonna go, these are the sides put together. These are the sides put together. Now this is one chain and the second chain, and I'm gonna go through the inner chains of both. So hope you see through the inner chains. So this is the front, back, back, front. I'm gonna go through the back loops of both. Again, front, back, back, front. And I'm gonna go through the back loops only. And that's it. That is how I will be joining it. Now you have to go all the way around, and I would suggest that after you do a quarter or something like that, that you put the fiber fill in. Through the back loops only, through the back loops only. Now this is one of the starting tails, just hide it inside the wreath. Okay, so I have a bit less than a quarter done, so I'm gonna now use some of the fiber fill and just stick it inside. And now I will continue with sewing. So it's through the back loops of both. Back loop, back loop. It gives you a nice flat surface then, where the two parts are joined. Okay, I have again a bit of space, so I'm gonna put a bit more fiber fill in. When you're putting your fiber fill in, just kind of try to put the same amount of fiber fill so it does hold its shape. So it's not filled too much on one side and then there's not enough fiber fill on the other side. So I'm going just through the back loops of the top and the bottom part, and because it's the same amount of stitches, they align perfectly. Well, at least they should. And as you go, don't forget to put in your fiberfill, because it's much easier to put in small amounts of fiberfill than trying to put the fiberfill in the band in. Okay, half of it is done. Just the other half. Again, just through the back loops of both sides. Now, because I have the same amount of stitches, they do align almost perfectly, but as you can see, one part is the chains are running down, and on the second part the chains are running up, but they still align. Okay, another, you see, this is another part where I don't have fiberfill, so I just grab some, a small amount, and put it in the red. Oops. That was definitely not me hitting the camera. Okay, it was, but everything is fine, everything is still recording, and hopefully you will soon also be done with your wreath, and we're almost also at the end of the tutorial. So just a few more stitches. Again, I have a pretty decent amount. I can put in now the fiberfill. I'm gonna put it in this side and this side. Okay. At the end, leave about 2 centimeters for the last part of the fiberfill to fill in, because then you will have to sew with the fiberfill inside. So I'm gonna do 2 more stitches. And now I'm gonna fill it all the way up. So fiberfill, I do have a small hole here, and I want to stuff it to the left side and also to the right side, and also here in the middle. So for that I'm gonna make a small ball and put it inside. Now try to hide all the fiberfill inside, and now just do the last stitches to join it. And try not grabbing the fiberfill from the inside. And this is gonna be my last stitch. And I'm done. All I have to do now is hide the end tail in. Now you can do a knot and then hide it inside, but what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go around with my needle and go in between the stitches because everything is in the same color. And if I go one time around, there's almost no chance for this to get undone. Now I'm just gonna hide it inside. Well, I can just use all the yarn. I just go in through the fiberfill and that's it. Okay, that's gonna be it. So I'm gonna put a bit of tension and cut the yarn. And then the yarn hides inside. And that's it. That is the tutorial for the wreath, crocheted wreath done. This is how it looks from the top, from one side, from the other side. Now, if it's not nicely shaped, you can adjust the fiberfill, and there it is. Again, this is the same base as for this, what you can do, and also you can do some Christmas ornaments or some silver, or you can even make it as a pendant. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know. If you have any questions, down in the comment box below, I will happily answer any questions that you have. And until the next time, I'm gonna say happy crafting!